Hi, I'm Mikah. Today I'll be guiding us through a short but sweet sequence designed to improve flexibility of your quads, these four muscles right here at the front of your thigh, your hip flexors, and as well as hip mobility. Well, I'm really glad you could join me. Make sure you subscribe to my channel for lots of yoga to help you stay strong, flexible, and pain-free through the years. Let's start in child's pose. So coming into child's pose, wide knees, toes together, sit your hips back to your heels and slide your palms forward. If this is too intense on your knees or hips, you can place a blanket right here in between your hips and heels, or a pillow. Now while you're here holding, just take a few deep breaths into the back side of your body, centering, feeling the back rib cage, the back part of your rib cage expand with every inhale. And with every exhale, you just melt down a little deeper. Draw yourself up to tabletop. Wrists under your shoulders, knees under your hips. Good, feel a little engagement in the core. And then lift your right leg up at an angle. So it's like a 90-degree angle with your knee. Now begin to draw circles around with your right knee. So we'll start with outward circles. Whatever range of motion you feel comfortable with. And see if you can get the movement to originate from your hip, from your right hip. I know I said draw circles with your knees, but that's just the general motion. Breathe throughout this movement, and let's take it the other direction. Inward circles. Great, set that down. Let's do the other side. Lift your left leg up, sole of the foot up to the sky, and begin to draw big old circles with your knee, but letting the movement start in your hip. You're pressing out of the mat, and you can just explore your range of motion, whatever feels good. And take it the other direction. And set it down, back to tabletop. Now come around to a seat with your feet in front of you and your hands behind you. A lot of space between your feet, lifted heart. And then let your knees fall to one side and then to the other. And just back and forth like that, getting some general movement into our body. The internal and external rotation of our legs. Now we'll take a little figure four here, seated figure four. So sit back like this and take your right ankle over your left knee. Now, if this is too intense, what you can do is lie down on your back like this, and then you can control the amount of stretch you get. But if it's available to you to sit and do it, I'd like you to sit. Flex that top foot, and then just subtly move that right knee away from you. Breathe here, and we're not sinking into our shoulders, we're pressing up out. And while we're here, let's just bring a little circle to the ankle and take it the other way. Okay, let that release, set it down, and we'll take the other side. Left ankle over the right knee, flex the foot, and then subtly move that left knee away from you. Breathing deep, pressing up out of the mat, and let's bring circular motion into the left ankle. And take it the other way. let it go, unwind. Give your wrists a little break here. Roll them one direction and then the other. Coming into a little deeper of a hip stretch, pigeon. Extend your left leg out long behind you and bend the front knee. See if you can square your hips towards the front of the mat instead of sitting over to the side fully. Now, you can control how deep this stretch is, right? The closer your heel is towards your groin, the less intense the stretch is going to be. The closer it is to the edge of the mat, the more intense. Like that's intense. But you may have really flexible hips. So come on up, engage. So pretend like you're scissoring your lower body together. Open the heart, come up on your fingertips, take a breath in. And as you breathe out, start to walk yourself down, really slow, noticing sensation as you come down. And when you find a spot where you feel a stretch, but not too intense of a stretch, that's where I want you to hold here for a few breaths. So you may release your head all the way down to the mat, maybe to a blanket, or you may have yourself propped up a little bit higher, which is totally fine. And wherever you're at, just let your head release completely. Close your eyes. And focus on extending out your exhales. So your breaths out are longer than your breaths in. And we're basically trying to trick our nervous system here to ease into these stretches. A lot of our tightness comes from our nervous system, actually. So we just need to tell our nervous system all is okay, all is well, and it'll let us melt a little deeper down into these poses. And the way we tell our nervous system that is through the breath. Prop yourself up on your palms, press up, take your time, and then come around to butterfly, Baddha Konasana, feet together, knees out. And once again, you can control the depth of this stretch. If you want more intensity, bring your heels in. If you want less, move them out. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, hinge from the hips and come forward. When you can't move any more forward, let your head release. Release your shoulders down. And breathe. Roll up, letting your head hang until the last moment. Tall spine here. Then shift to the back side of the mat, this time with your left leg in front and the right leg behind you. So the opposite pigeon. Take your time getting set up. Explore what feels best to you, what physical position, and then engage your lower body. Inhale, open the heart. And exhale, start to slowly walk yourself down, exploring sensation as you come down. And when you find your spot, let your head release and focus on lengthening out those exhales to support our nervous system. Slowly prop yourself back up, all the way, open the heart. Now we'll meet on our belly. I'm gonna come through a plank. If you'd like to do this with me, tuck your back toe, lift your back knee, and step your left foot back. So you're in a high plank, elbows in and lower all the way down. You can always drop your knees, whatever works for you. Now, hands under your forehead, one on top of the other. Leave your forehead down on the hands. I'm going to lift up to talk to you. Bend your right knee to where your right heel comes up towards your glute. Reach the right arm around for the toes, for the foot. If it's there, go ahead and pull it in and rest your head back down. Now, while you're here, I want you to really press your hips down firmly into the mat as you breathe. This is really getting good into the quad muscles here. On your next breath out, release the foot. Bring your right hand down and your left heel up towards your glute. Reach the left arm around for the toes. And then pull the heel in towards the glute. Rest your forehead down. And press your hips down onto the mat firmly as you breathe. Okay, as you breathe out, release that foot, palms under your shoulders. Let's come up to tabletop. One last pose before we rest. So take your right foot to a wide lunge outside your right hand. If it takes you a few steps to get there, no big deal. Let it be really wide. And we'll just stay up on our palms today. If you're super stretchy, you can come to your forearms, but everybody else, stay up on your palms. Let that right knee just fall open a bit to where the big toe side of your right foot falls open. And you can stay here, or you can take your right hand to your hip and twist a bit to the right. You can stay here, or you can bend the back knee and reach around for that foot. Now we're getting into the hips here, the quad. This can be intense, and it might be a pose that some of us need to work up to, which is totally okay. Find your spot that you want to hold and stay there, okay? Breathe through any sensation you may feel. Release the foot. Unwind, bring your hand back around to the inside of your foot, and then step back to tabletop. And let's do the other side. Now take your left foot way to the left. Scoot back that right knee just a bit. Stay up on your palms and let your left knee fall open. This might be a great place to stay. Otherwise, let's take our left hand to our hip and twist to the left a little bit. Don't forget to breathe through all of this. And then maybe we want to take that heel up towards the glute and reach the hand around for the toe, pulling it in towards you. Release the foot, unwind and bring it back around. Bring your hand back around. Step back to a tabletop. Come to a seat. You can sit on your heels if that's comfortable. Breathe in and reach the arms up to the sky. Lift the heart. And breathe out as your hands return to heart center. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Thank you for joining us today. If you liked this video, it's actually day 1 of a 5-day Journey to Flexibility challenge inside my online yoga studio, Lifelong Yoga. It's for members only, but right now we're actually offering a free trial. So if you want to jump in and check it out before committing, we would absolutely love to have you. Again, that's Lifelong Yoga. The URL is lifelong.yoga. Very simple, and we'd love to have you join us.